I'm disrespectful just as like they disrespectful.
You pretend like you hard, but you're not, Ja. You got a $200 million contract, and you want people in the NBA to think you hood, to think you gangster. Because you roll with these type of people, bro, you putting yourself in harm's way when you don't have to.
Before we dive in, I want to hear from you. What do you think about Shannon Sharpe's situation? Was ESPN right to let him go? Or should he have been given another chance? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And while you're here, don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe for more deep dives into the biggest stories in sports and entertainment. Now, let's get into it. Shannon Sharpe. For decades, his name has meant three things: dominance on the football field, fire on the debate stage, and laughter on your screen. A Hall of Fame tight end, 3 Super Bowl rings, one of the most electric personalities in sports media.
If he wants to wave the towel, he's on the sideline, fine, so be it. But when you come on and...
From catching passes in the NFL to catching viral moments with Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharpe was more than an athlete. He became a brand, a media empire in motion, a voice that audiences trusted and loved. But today, that name is trending for all the wrong reasons, because Shannon Sharpe is officially out at ESPN. A man who seemed untouchable in the sports media world has suddenly found himself on the outside. The reason isn't a bad take on live TV. It isn't ratings. It isn't even about sports. It's about perception, about decisions made behind closed doors, and about how one personal controversy spiraled into a professional disaster. This is the story of how Shannon Sharpe went from ESPN star to independent survivor. A story of lawsuits, leaks, and lessons. And it starts with a single headline. It was quiet at first. Then the news broke. Shannon Sharpe will not return to ESPN. Andrew Marchand of The Athletic delivered the report. The message was short, but the impact was massive. Shannon Sharpe, gone.
You said that one more time, I'm going to choke the shit out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I don't want to be rude.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the...
ESPN, done. Why? Because of a lawsuit. A lawsuit that had been casting a shadow over his career for months. Though Shannon strongly denied the allegations, Disney-owned ESPN didn't just look at innocence or guilt. They looked at optics, at headlines, at what the world saw, not what the courts might decide. And in their eyes, the damage was already done. By the time the decision came, Shannon hadn't been on ESPN since April. He had told fans he would return in the fall, but the fall never came. The door quietly closed. The chapter ended, and everyone wanted to know, how did it come to this? To understand Shannon's fall, you have to rewind to where the storm began. It started as whispers, a rumor, a report. Shannon Sharpe facing allegations from a young woman he had dated. At first, the details were vague. The public didn't know what to believe. Then the lawsuit hit. And with it came the leaks, screenshots of text messages, social media chatter, TikTok videos breaking down every rumor. The accuser was a 19-year-old woman Shannon had reportedly dated on and off for 2 years. The story got messy, fast. And in cases like this, there's often a first move that determines the entire outcome. That move is the demand letter.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself.
Before lawsuits go public, accusers often send a private warning. Settle this quietly, or the world will know. Reports claim the woman sought up to $50 million. Shannon allegedly offered much less. And here came misstep number 1. He didn't settle early. In the world of high-profile media personalities, a private settlement often protects the career, the brand, and the future. Instead, the dispute lingered, and soon it burst into the public eye. Once the story went public, Shannon made misstep number 2. He went on offense. Rather than staying silent, rather than letting lawyers and PR professionals manage the situation, Shannon chose to fight in the court of public opinion. Personal details leaked. The woman's name became known. References to her social media activity circulated online. To some, it was a defense. To others, it was a disaster. The internet doesn't play fair. Every leaked message, every rumor, every clip became fuel for the fire. Shannon was no longer just a sports commentator. He was a headline, a trending topic.
Orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine.
And for a corporate giant like ESPN, a company under the Disney umbrella, this wasn't just bad press. It was radioactive. Inside ESPN headquarters, the conversations began. Shannon Sharpe wasn't just a name. He was a ratings magnet. Every time he sparred with Stephen A. Smith, every time a clip hit Twitter or YouTube, millions tuned in. But ESPN isn't only about ratings. It's about image. It's about trust. When you're owned by Disney, one scandal can ripple far beyond a single show. At first, ESPN hesitated. Maybe the storm would pass. But then, the viral wave hit. TikToks breaking down the case. YouTube channels analyzing every screenshot. Twitter threads debating guilt and innocence. And then came Stephen A. Smith's response. He didn't give a fiery defense. He didn't say, bring Shannon back. Instead,
Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans.
He spoke cautiously, measured, neutral, and that said everything without saying anything. The bosses had already made the decision. In corporate media, loyalty has limits. Brand protection is everything. Shannon Sharpe's career at ESPN didn't end because of the allegation itself. It ended because of how he handled it. 3 missteps sealed his fate. Misstep number 1, he didn't settle early. A quiet check could have ended the matter before it ever hit the news. Misstep number 2, he played offense instead of defense. By publicly challenging the accuser and letting private details spread, he looked messy, not measured. Misstep number 3, he fell into the social media trap. Validation online is tempting, but every post, every leaked message was gasoline on the fire. The damage was complete. He lost his seat at ESPN. His reputation took a hit, and future corporate opportunities became more complicated. The bitter irony? Nothing he did appears criminal. Even many fans agreed, this is messy, but it's not illegal. But in the court of public opinion, perception is reality. And in modern media, Perception is king. To fully understand why ESPN cut ties, you have to understand how the network operates. Big names like Shannon Sharpe aren't hired or fired by a single person. There's a chain of command. Talent coordinators monitor the situation. Vice presidents analyze the risks. Senior VPs discuss the fallout. And finally, the decision reaches the executive suite. The offices with the foggy glass windows, where corporate survival matters more than personal loyalty. In Shannon's case, no one in that chain raised a hand to protect him. Not even Stephen A. Smith, his friend and public ally, could risk his own career. The unspoken message was clear. The brand comes first. The mess is too big. We move on. Once that consensus forms inside a company like ESPN, it's over. The calls stop coming. The opportunities vanish. The chapter closes. But Shannon Sharpe's story isn't one of defeat, because even without ESPN, Shannon Sharpe is far from finished. He has built a media empire of his own. Club Shay Shay, a podcast that regularly trends and brings in A-list guests. Nightcap, a growing online presence where he connects directly with his fans. Millions follow him outside of traditional TV. Millions engage with his content without a corporate filter. In many ways, this could be the most powerful chapter of his career. Without the Disney leash, he is free to own his brand completely, free to sign his own deals, free to rebuild on his own terms. Because in the new media world, if you own your platform, you survive anything. Shannon Sharpe's exit from ESPN is a cautionary tale. It's about reputation. It's about perception. It's about the thin line between personal and professional in the age of viral media. He went from NFL legend, sports talk superstar, to a man weathering a public storm. But Shannon Sharpe is a fighter. He may have lost his ESPN chair, but he's building a bigger throne of his own. And history has shown those who control their narrative can turn setbacks into legacies. Shannon Sharpe's story isn't over. In many ways, it's just beginning.